magic system is the bread and butter to any good story, to any good fantasy action type story. There's great examples of magic systems like Nin from Hunter x Hunter, or the magic in Fairy Tail. Naruto's a good one. Dragon Ball Z is kind of good. It's a good starting point. It kind of fell off, but it's a good starting point. Harry Potter has a good basis. Berserk, it has more of a power system than a magic system. But, things like that. Those are good bases, and those are what's helping me create my own magic system. But definitely Nin from Hunter x Hunter is definitely the best one. It's super complex and super detailed, and it recognizes based on the user's traits, how they act, who they are as a person. I feel like that was the first time I seen like a very complex magic system, and I'm definitely using that to help inspire me. But I'm also using Fairy Tail as well. I think Fairy Tail will be the most important magic system to me because it's straight up magic, which is what I want. So, what is magic in my fantasy world? Well, magic is magia. Magia is an invisible source of energy. It's something like a life essence flowing within everything from the grass, the air, people, water, even space. Humans can use the magia inside of them to create these magic circles, which allows them to cast spells. But these aren't just magic circles, they're portals. Portals used to do magic for humans. A portal transports unnatural things from hell, which we'll call the abyss. The abyss is like the source of all magia. It's where monsters used to live before going to the Earth's surface. It's where the most potent and natural source of magic will be attained. Humans create portals, aka magic circles, and transport unnatural things from the abyss, like monsters or vines or black fire or lightning, things like that. It all comes from the abyss. Humans just use their magia to harness it into their own, spell. The more you use magic, the more magia you can keep in your body. The more magia you have in your body, the stronger the spells can be. It's like filling a cup of water. You start off with a baby cup. The cup is like maybe 3 to 5 inches tall. And then that water is filled. You can't use it. When you use magia, that water goes down and down until it's empty. And then you have to refill it by resting and not using magic. But the more you use magic, the bigger the cup grows. And then from having a baby cup, you have a pitcher that is filled up to the very brim. That's more magia you can use to cast spells. And the more you cast spells, the bigger your cup will get. To eventually you have a gallon or a big giant bowl full of water. That's how you train magia. But now the question is, how do you get specific items and materials from your magic circle, from your portal? If I want to shoot black fire from my portal, what do I need to do to access that? And this is when the magic circles really come into play. There are 3 different types of magic circles. We have standard magic circle, an elemental magic circle, and majestic magic circle. So, the standard magic circle contains simple base magic spells. It basically helps you shoot out the desired energy you would like. So those would be like healing and summoning and alteration, things like that. The second one is more based on nature, calling from the naturic elements from the abyss. So this time you would be shooting out water or ice or fire or trees or air or earth, etc. And then the majestic one is more the most completely unnatural things. So things like light, literal physics, matter. So let's put these into terms. There are about 15 different branches of magic, which spells are based on. The first branch of magic will be Spaya. It's basically the easiest. It's shooting out pure energy with no physical attribute. It's the easiest because it's just shooting out magic. There's no complexity to it. It's just shooting a beam It can get complex, but essentially it's just shooting blasts. Second, we will call this one filial magic. This is basically the manipulation and attraction of magnetic wavelengths. You can manipulate the magnetic force of everything and use magnetism to create like force fields and attract metals. I kind of think of Magneto and everything Magneto can do, but more on a higher level. In a one X-Men movie where he created this magnetic force field around himself and no one could get past it, or communication, things like that. That's basically what filial is the use of the magnetic wavelengths in the area and the manipulation of that. Now we get into alteration, which is the third one. It's basically illusions. You use a magia in the air and formulate fake imagery. It's like in Naruto when Itachi uses genjutsu to do tsukiyomi. It's putting a fake imagery to corrupt the mind and manipulate it. The fourth one would be restoration magic, which is like healing. You know, you use the magia around you and inside of you and inside the target to heal them, to restore them. And the healing effects can vary from to very basic healing to basically rewinding parts of your body to be whole again, you know? Then we have conjuration, which is basically summoning, and which is honestly the most simple one I can explain because you're basically creating a portal and calling for a monster to come out of that portal. So that's conjuration right there, right? The next one would be exosia magic, which is basically any type of buff or nerf. Like in a game, you use an ability to give yourself extra strength or more health or physical damage reduction, things like that. That's what exosia is. How does it work in the world? It's using the magia to harden yourself or strengthen yourself or weaken somebody else, you know? That's how that works. Then we get into Mavros. This is basically black magic. Not in the sense of like cursed magic. Oh, that's the devil's magic. No, it's more like literal black energy, quite literally. And then the opposite of black energy, which is light energy, is called Aspro magic. Basically does the same purpose, but it's light energy. Then we get into the elemental side. This one we call Kazemo. Cosmo magic is basically wind. The manipulation of wind, creating hurricanes or wind blasts, things like that. Then we have Dentrocious, which is nature. So this is summoning those gigantic vines or summoning a gigantic tree, or think of like Pokemon, like grass Pokemon shooting Razor Leaf or Hyper Beam, things like that, you know? Then we have Kosetsu, which is ice magic. Shooting ice beams, creating ice, snow, cold air. Then we get Liflo magic, which is the manipulation of physics, of matter. I think this one is the most complex one of all of them. It's what gives you the ability to fly or to make someone feel like their gravity is 10 times harder than what it actually is. It's the most complex one, and that's why I feel like it's one of the most strongest ones. The next one, which everybody's been waiting for, this one is called Atakai. It's basically fire magic. Any fire, so like fire blast, fireball, fire cannon, fire monster, etc. All fire in different colors, variations. Then we have Arashi, which is thunder and water. I'm doing thunder and water because I just am. But like thunder, so like lightning, things like that, and then water, of course, you know, water. And then the last one is called Odyssey magic. And this one, Odyssey magic, is very much a ultimate magic, if you could say. It's combining different branches of magic to create a spell that's like on the same level as the gods of the world. You know, it's not something anyone can just do. Your magia basically needs to be at least a gallon to even want to consider performing a Odyssey level spell. So now for the categories. Standard magic circles contain spire-based magic, restoration magic, and exosia magic. It's basically the beginner's form of magic. You can't do anything else if you can't do those three forms. The second magic circle contains all the elements, every elemental magic we have. So that would be Philero, Alteration, Kazumo, Dentrocious, Kosetsu, Atakai, and Arashi. All elements, lightning, fire, earth, water, air, etc. And then the third magic circle is the majestic one. This one is all the unnatural magic power, including Mavros, Aspro, and Liflo. And also, this is where Odyssey magic can be done as well. And those are the three categories for which the branches can use magic. It's a lot to consume, but I hope it makes sense, and I definitely would like some help because it's definitely beginner level. So now, let's just recap and go over the main notes. Magia is a source of life. It's the energy residing in everything from grass, air, to the human body. And we use that magia to create spells. Spells are created by using magic circles, which are portals to the abyss, which is basically hell, the most potent area filled with magia and monsters. We basically grab the element we want from the portal and shoot it out in our own way. There are 3 different magic circles. The first circle is the standard magic, conjuration magic, healing magic, illusions, etc. The next circle is a little bit more advanced. It's the elemental magic circle, and it deals with grabbing the nature from the abyss. So that includes ice, wind, water, fire, earth, lightning, air. And then the third magic circle is the most high advanced one. You have to be a really strong mage to be able to use this one. The majestic magic circle is access to the unnatural magic and power. So like light magic, dark magic, physics. And the last one, there are a total of 15 different magic types we can use. Those are Spaya, Philero, Alteration, Restoration, Conjuration, Exosia, Mavros, Aspro, Kazumo, Dentrocious, Kosetsu, Liflo, Atakai, Arashi, and finally, definitely the most powerful, Odyssey. Low-key, I'm stressed. I'm already stressed. That was low-key a lot, but please let me know what you think about it, and any advice on this would be great. Can't wait to see you for the next one. Thank you.